Most people get this wrong when starting a company in Zambia. They think it is just about filling forms and getting a certificate. But here's the truth no one tells you. The real process is a sequence of legal, tax, and compliance steps that must be done in the correct order, or your business can get delayed, rejected, or stuck in endless back and forth with authorities. The biggest mistake you need to avoid is rushing into registration without understanding the structure, tax system, and licensing requirements first. Zambia has a clear but very formal company registration system, and once you understand it properly, it becomes much easier to navigate and even quite fast. Here's exactly what you will learn in this guide. You will understand how to legally start a company in Zambia step by step, how to choose the right business structure, how to register your company name, how PACRA registration works, how to get your tax number, how to open a business bank account, and how to stay fully compliant in 2026. Now here's the immediate value. In Zambia, the entire company setup process usually flows through a central system. You start with name clearance, then company registration with PACRA, then tax registration with ZRA, then banking, and finally, sector-specific licensing if needed. But here's where it gets interesting. Each step depends on the accuracy of the previous one. One small mistake early on can delay everything later. Let's break it down step by step in a way that is simple, practical, and easy to follow even if you are completely new. The first step is choosing your business structure. In Zambia, the most common structures are a private limited company, a sole proprietorship, and partnerships. Now here's the problem. Many beginners choose a sole proprietorship just because it is simpler, without thinking about liability or growth. Let's imagine someone named Alex. Alex wants to start a small import business in Lusaka. If Alex chooses a sole proprietorship, he and the business are legally the same entity. That means if the business gets into debt or legal trouble, Alex is personally responsible. But if Alex chooses a private limited company, the business becomes a separate legal entity, which protects his personal assets. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most serious businesses in Zambia use a private limited company because it is more trusted by banks, investors, and government agencies. It also allows easier expansion in the future. Once you choose your structure, the next step is name clearance. This is done through PACRA, the Patents and Companies Registration Agency. Your company name must be approved before anything else can move forward. Now here's a mistake many people make. They submit only one name, and then wait weeks if it gets rejected. A smarter approach is to prepare multiple names in advance. For example, Alex Trading Zambia Limited, Lusaka Global Supplies Limited, or Sunrise Imports, Zambia Limited. If one is rejected, another can be approved quickly. Once your name is approved, you move to the official company registration stage with PACRA. This is where your company becomes legally recognized. Now pay close attention here, because this is one of the most important parts. You will need to prepare company documents such as the Articles of Association, details of directors, shareholding structure, registered office address, and identification documents. Now here's the truth no one tells you. Your Articles of Association are not just paperwork. They define how your company operates, how decisions are made, and how ownership works. Many beginners use generic templates without understanding them, and that creates problems later when disputes or banking requirements arise. Let's pause here for a moment because this matters. In a minute, I will show you how to structure your company ownership in a way that avoids future legal conflicts and makes banking much easier. Once your documents are ready and submitted, PACRA will review and issue a certificate of incorporation if everything is correct. This certificate is your official proof that the company legally exists in Zambia. Now, here's where things become more strategic. Registration alone is not enough. The next step is tax registration with the Zambia Revenue Authority, commonly known as SAIA. You will receive a taxpayer identification number, often called a TIN. This number is essential for invoicing, hiring employees, and conducting formal business operations. Now here's where many people make a costly mistake. They delay tax registration or do it incorrectly, thinking they can fix it later. But in Zambia, tax compliance is closely linked with your business registration details. If there are inconsistencies, it can cause delays or penalties. Let's take another example. John is starting a consulting firm in Dola. He completes PACRA registration, but delays tax registration. Later, when he tries to open a corporate account, the bank asks for a tax number. The delay slows down his entire business launch. So the key lesson is simple. Do tax registration immediately after incorporation. Danas 2. Now once you have your tax number, the next step is opening a business bank account. This is where your company becomes fully operational, in a financial sense. But here's the problem. Many entrepreneurs assume any bank account will do. In reality, banks in Zambia require strict documentation for business accounts. You will need your incorporation certificate, tax number, identification documents, and sometimes even proof of business activity or contracts. Now here's something most people don't realize. Banks are very cautious with new companies, especially foreign-owned ones. So consistency across your documents is critical. If your company name, address, or director details do not match exactly across all records, your application can be delayed or rejected. Once your bank account is active, your company is technically operational. But we are not finished yet. Now comes licensing and regulatory compliance. Depending on your business type, you may need additional permits. For example, import-export businesses, construction companies, transport operators, financial services, and food-related businesses often require sector-specific licenses. Let's go back to Alex. If Alex is running an import business, he may need additional customs registration and import permits. Without these, he can legally exist as a company, but still not operate fully in his industry. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Licensing timelines vary. Some are quick, while others involve inspections or additional approvals. That is why planning ahead is important. Now, let's talk about foreign ownership, because this is a common question. Can foreigners start a company in Zambia? The answer is yes. Zambia allows foreign investment and company ownership, but certain sectors may have additional requirements or local partnership expectations depending on regulations. Foreign investors often face additional scrutiny during registration, especially when it comes to documentation and source of funds. So, preparation is key. Now let's move into something very practical. Costs and timelines. The cost of starting a company in Zambia varies depending on company structure, legal assistance, and licensing requirements. Basic registration is relatively affordable, but additional services such as legal drafting, translations, and sector licensing can increase the total cost. In terms of time, if everything is well prepared, company registration can be completed fairly quickly. But delays usually happen due to incomplete documents or name rejections. That is why preparation is the real time saver. Now, here is a powerful insight most beginners miss. The fastest company registrations in Zambia are not the ones that rush. They are the ones that prepare everything correctly before submission. That single difference can save weeks of delays. Let's go over the most common mistakes people make. The first mistake is choosing the wrong business structure. The second is submitting incomplete or inconsistent documentation. The third is not preparing multiple company name options. The fourth is delaying tax registration. The fifth is ignoring licensing requirements until it is too late. Each of these mistakes can slow down or block your entire business setup process. Now let's bring everything together in a simple system. Think of starting a company in Zambia like building a ladder. Each step depends on the one before it. First, you choose your structure. Then you reserve your name. Then you register with PACRA. Then you register with ZRA. Then you open your bank account. Then you get licenses. And finally, you maintain compliance. If one step is missing or incorrect, the ladder becomes unstable. Before we finish, here is a clear summary you can remember easily. To start a company in Zambia in 2026, you choose your business structure, secure your company name through PACRA, register your company formally, obtain your tax identification number from ZRA, open a corporate bank account, and secure any required industry licenses. After that, you maintain ongoing compliance through tax filing and regulatory updates. The real advantage of understanding this process is not just registration. It is confidence. You avoid delays, reduce legal risk, and build a business that can operate smoothly from day one. If you are serious about starting a business in Zambia, remember this. The system rewards preparation, not speed. The more organized you are, the faster everything actually becomes. If this guide helped you understand the process clearly, make sure to like, leave a comment with your questions, and subscribe for more detailed business setup guides. You are now better prepared than most beginners, and that gives you a real advantage when starting your company in Zambia.